Why are you keep repeating the same pattern? Because I get asked this so often. And usually you start is, why do I keep attracting the same people? Why does this keep happening to you? You always ask me this. Or why do I always end up here? And you come and see me in tears and crying and, at wit's end. Because I want you to see it. You're assuming that the pattern is the problem. In my opinion, the pattern is the messenger. So imagine your car's fuel light comes on and you don't rip the bulb out of the dashboard, do you? You understand it's pointing for you to do something about it. Yeah? But our lives work exactly the same way. And every repeated relationship is pointing something to you. Yeah? Or every repeated argument, every repeated disappointment is pointing something to you, about you and about the pattern. So the mistake is what most people are doing is changing the circumstances, changing the partners, changing the work jobs, yeah? But the problem is their meaning, what they labeled that situation that it means, yeah? Without even looking at it, what happened in their childhood, where did they learn certain patterns? And so this is where your life feels like it's almost on a merry-go-round. But the moment when you keep saying, this doesn't give me the results what I wish for, or what I hope for, or what I want in my life, then you start doing work on yourself. But when you're starting to do it, because it's absolutely... the foundation is the anger, the resentment, the experience what life is giving you, and you're at wit's end, we need to do one thing. First of all is not just calm you down, that you can actually hear it, that you actually can absorb it. Life is not against you, yeah? You're unknowingly creating this situation that you feel familiar to beliefs what you have from your childhood. And not because you want to suffer, not at all. Nobody wants to suffer, because familiarity feels super safe, even if it's hurting. So I want you to ask yourself this question: how do I stop repeating the pattern? But the question, what I want you to ask yourself instead of that is, what is this pattern trying to show you about the way you see yourself? Because once you understand the pattern, you will no longer need to keep living in it. Yeah? And what I mean by that is, for example, I give you this example with health, where people come and see me and they go like, hello, I'm cursed, I'm getting sick all the time. And we're in winter in Australia at the moment, so I'll talk about the sickness as the flu. My cursed, I'm getting sick. Wherever I go, people say to me is like, that they get sick, shopping's at the work, whatever it is, that they get sick. What is the sickness representing to them? That they are needing to rest, but they don't, because there's like, I have to do it. And more they push themselves because they're doing it from I have to. What does it happen? Dislocation between their body and their soul. Instead of going and pausing for the minute and saying like, hang on a minute, do I need to have some rest? Do I need to go and lie down? Do I need to have some, I will say the word chicken soup, do I allow myself to be supported by people? Yeah. And maybe you don't have friends around, but I'm saying maybe you do have got a friend around and they're offering the help. Or maybe even the offer is, if you order food, at least it's a support, even that it's from a stranger, but it's a support that they're making a food for you, that you can actually allow yourself to rest. But the people see it is like, why is this happening? But they're not seeing it. What narrative did they learn in their childhood? Because all comes down to it, really what we learn from a childhood. For years I've been saying this is, you can't fix where you are right now until you don't see
What did you learn as much as this? Maybe not right. What did you learn in a childhood with your parents? And each one of us incurred the stories, the traumas, and that child, that little girl or the little boy in you had to literally survive that childhood. And that childhood dynamics grew you to be in adulthood, in a teenage disease, adulthood, everything else. And certain people, I want to give you this too. Certain people in your life came in for a reason. For absolutely a reason. Call it spiritually, call it not spiritually, but there is a reason why they came in. And it happened. Past happened. We can't change it. But we can change the present. And when you change the present, then your future can be changed. But if you're going to go from a present to the future, I have to do this because I'm sick of it myself, and you're going to be angry and resentful with yourself, well, you are not going to have a pleasant and long-lasting, stable foundation future, because you're fighting with yourself. And I want you not to fight with yourself. You done the best you could with the circumstances and the knowledge would you have around yourself right now. But maybe today, after watching this video, is like, okay, I'm going to change. But fighting with yourself is the first step. What I will ask you today, to stop. You done the best you could with all the knowledge and all of the things around you, what you knew. So should you, could you, would you, is something what I'm always asking everyone. Park it in a filing cabinet. Park it, like put it away in a filing cabinet. We're not breaking up with it, but we are seeing it that it's not something that you are going to take it to your present and into your future.